A perfect dress pattern that fits everyone is a myth. Women are not only different in sizes, but also in shapes, postures, heights, limb lengths, in our individual perceived imperfections. Expecting that someone somewhere will create that perfect pattern just for you is like putting oranges into an apple cake and expecting them to taste like apples. It's just not possible. And the ready pattern industry is preying on your belief that making a sewing pattern is really complicated, so you'd better keep buying more and more of those patterns that don't fit time after time, because you keep hoping that oranges will taste like apples. And no matter how many times I get out my custom bodice blocks and tell you that this is the secret behind every single top pattern, from a bra to a coat, still every single day we get questions, but do you have a pattern for that dress? Today I'll show you why, instead of selling you ready patterns, we teach you how to work with your measurements and make sewing patterns that work for your body. And if you're new here and don't understand the rant, welcome. My name is Lisa Bennett. I'm co-founder of studio Arkdefo, designer and educator. My biggest passion and mission in life is helping women feeling great in their bodies with the clothes that fit just right. And I do this not by showing you how to assemble a ready sewing pattern. No, I teach you all the steps of clothes making, how to choose the right fabric for different garments, how to choose and design clothes that will work for your body shape, how to find your individual color palette that works best with your natural complexion, how to work with your individual measurements and design sewing patterns from scratch so that you can create the clothes that actually fit you. And I make the learning process very easy and clear. So instead of following instructions and hoping for the best, you learn to understand clothes making inside out. You learn to design and make everyday clothes that reflect your style and your personality. So we don't talk about ready sewing patterns on our social media channels. We don't use them in our online clothes making courses. Here is another food analogy. We teach you how to prepare a homemade pizza, not how to warm up a frozen one. If this is not for you, that's completely cool. We all have our different ways. And for those who are still here, let me break down the pattern for this type of a dress for different body types. So first of all, here is the dress on me, and it sits perfectly for me. And I already hear some of you say,
but it's too loose around your top.
So let me repeat the previous sentence once again. It's perfect on me, for me. It's exactly how I wanted it to sit on me. I generally don't wear anything super tightly fitted unless it's maybe a tank top. I always add a little bit more volume to my clothes for multiple reasons. More comfort, extra room for potential underlayers. I am wearing a jumper underneath right now. I'm always cold. It is important for me. Then the sweat. I'm very open about it, and I've always been sweating more than most people. So it's really important that I don't have anything too close to my armpits. And also extra volume on the top creates a great visual balance for pear-shaped bodies like mine. All of these are my personal individual preferences. Yours could be completely different. And it's not about right or wrong. It's all about what works best for you. How did I make a pattern? I used a dartless block with 12 centimeter ease in it. Yes, I used 100% cotton fleece French terry, which has a bit of stretch in it, and I ignored the stretch altogether. I don't want it to be tight. The only dart here is right here in the side seam. If you wanted to make a similar dress, but make it tighter, then you'd be working with the stretch factor of the fabric. So you'd be using negative ease, and you would use a different bodice block designed specifically for that ease. For this dress, I wanted my favorite fit and flare silhouette, so I wanted to bring it a bit closer to the waist. When you work with knits, you can do this by increasing side seam darts, just kind of stretching the fabric to allow a snugger fit. but I didn't want it to be too tight, and at the same time I wanted more flare to the skirt. Another thing, I don't like dresses with seams on the waist. I always opt for the panels. I find it a lot more comfortable to wear because the weight is distributed more evenly. And the panels also give me a chance to add small waist darts and shape the dress a bit more around the waist. I'm creating a semi-false princess line dart. Here on top is decorative, and at the waist I add a dart. And as for the skirts, I just extend my details long way down, then chop off the skirts at the waistline, cut them up the long way, spread, redraw, tape back to the bodice parts, done. Two sleeves are also drawn from the blocks, and I have different sleeve blocks for different bodice blocks. And the neckline is just a doubled over rectangular. This design will work great for you if you have a pear shape, smaller top, bigger hips. And if you have an hourglass shape, then you have bigger boobs, smaller waist and bigger hips. In this case, you might want to add more room to the top front and maybe use the bodice with darts and then convert them into princess lines. The pattern would look very similar, but it would have more room for the boobs. How much more? I don't know. It depends on your cup size. We are all very different. Your original bodice block will look slightly different too. And if the base is different, so will be the final result. If you have a rectangular or an inverted triangular shape, most likely you don't need waist darts at all. For many rectangular shapes, your bodice block won't have any darts. There is a high chance you don't need them. Darts help to define the curves. No curves, no darts. And if you want to make a similar dress, you could just fake princess lines and then add skirt panels. You could even design it with a dropped waistline and have the flares starting from your hips down, not from the waist. And if you have an apple shape, you might want to turn the dress into an A-line and start the flares right from the chest, or maybe turn it into a high-waisted dress. Define the boobs and then open up the flares. Your bodice block will most likely have breast darts and very likely no waist darts. Working with your body and designing patterns for your body right away is the easiest path to get those sewing patterns that always work. It's not a quick fix, there is no magic button, and it will take a bit of time and practice to master the fit. But once you crack the code, you can design any garment you want without ever thinking where to get that pattern and would it work for me. It usually takes me 5, 10, maximum 20 minutes to design a brand new pattern using my bodice blocks. We teach all of this in our more advanced pattern drafting courses. If you want to learn in a structured and encouraging way, then check the link below this video. Our online courses are available straight away after you sign up, and we offer different payment plans. If you really don't understand how it's possible to turn your measurements into a custom fitted pattern without complicated formulas, we have one of our courses available for free on this channel. Head over to the underwear playlist and see how it all works for yourself. It's a lot easier to make your own sewing pattern than trying to figure out what adjustments to make to a ready one. This channel is all about creative thinking and design process. And if you would like to see more content like this, then remember to like this video and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.